Oh crap! I just rambled on for 10 minutes, never even had a record on. God help me. I'm just gonna put this out there for an homage to Raging Humanist. He's going to be going to the Omar Kadr thing there in Halifax, Dartmouth, February 11th or something like that. I forget. Anyway, he's going to go with bells on, and one man alone is like the old. You can break one arrow, but you can't break 3 arrows or 10 arrows. Is all the tribes teach and stuff. In pretty much every society in the world. United we stand, divided we fall. And nothing against Omar Kadr, that young man. He was used and taught, and even pretty much all of Islam. They're all the whole. It doesn't matter what you call Islam. They're all preaching from the same book, as the old saying goes. And it's a book that was written in the 7th century, and the Old Testament's a book that was written, rewritten and rewritten and written BC, obviously. The oldest known. Well, you got that discovery. They discovered another Atlantis off of India. I think 25,000 years, but actually Göbekli Tepe is 25,000. Why is that 25,000? See, it keeps popping up. But you got to figure Göbekli Tepe is 25,000 years for the continental glaciers. Or is it high? Because it is kind of high ground too. So is it from the water age where the water washed up through the Middle East there? Salt water. It's like the Bay of Fundy. And it's going to do it when it gets close to the Earth, because then that'll be the biggest pull, right? It's gravitationally. And we're coming into that age. I don't want to scare anybody. It won't be your lifetime, not to worry. And the thing of it is, you can't deny climate change. It'd be like denying the orbit of the Earth around the sun and the elliptical orbit of the Earth around the sun. And we know, and the reality of the world, to go from continental glaciers 10, 13 miles deep with the oceans down 80 to 100 meters, it's a closed loop. The water's got to go somewhere. Same with CO2. Closed loop. Now I'm rambling. Most of you probably won't even understand what I'm talking about. But anyway. Yeah, it's a CO2 thing. Whatever. CO2 is life, man. Like, and you know, these globalists, I'll say, like the Pope trying to save all the children of the world, and Bill Gates trying to stick a finger in the dike of the diarrhea, and George Soros, I don't know, maybe he's fucking afraid to meet his maker without trying to save the planet's children or something other by punishing our children. You know, and you know, but CO2 is carbon. And if you've been to the Arctic, most people haven't been in the Arctic. Most people don't know what a continental glacier is. Most people don't know the symptoms or the remnants, the glacial scrapes, the erratics, Lake Missoula, or the fact that there's petrified jungles in the Arctic, and the gravel pits I worked up in the Arctic on Ellesmere Island was like nothing but shellfish. It was all lime, basically, and you put lime in salt water and you're going to acidify the water. That's what happens. It's a chemical reaction. So yes, the oceans will get acidic, especially around the coastlines, as the water rises, and when so that's just another. There's people that know the full picture, we'll say, and we're not being told the full picture, and we're being kept dumbed down and stupid to be enslaved, essentially. You know, next thing you know, there'll be gods shooting freaking shooting thunderbolts from heaven, but thunderbolts don't actually come from heaven. Thunderbolts come from the ground up, and it's just basically positive, negative. It's not hard to change the new. You can do it like what's his name? Tesla did it. Yeah, no. The narrative, right? It's a narrative, and narratives need to be assuaged and manipulated and changed, and whatever the case may be. But the end goal is to enslave people. or protect yourself against the impending floods, we'll say. So, you know, the more money, the more whatever. And when I talk floods, you got to think the Earth is a spinning globe. You can't deny that. Like, that's, anybody who tries to deny that, you might as well just go back and read the freaking Old Testament, or the freaking, I don't know, something stupid from way back when. You know, when you've been to the Arctic in the summertime and see the sun never sets, when you see tides that are being pulled around the continent, the glacier, the Earth, because of the pull of the moon and the rotation of the Earth, and the hot tides are higher at the equator, obviously, because it's a spinning globe, and Coriolis effect, and this, you know, I don't even, it doesn't, it's just, to just even speak to it is like I just got trapped into a circle jerk, basically. Yeah. But if you have time, the inclination, if you're Canadian, if you care about the world and your children, and not all the world's children, you can't save all the world's children. And even if you were trying to save all the world's children, you know, water. You go to Africa, you go to the Middle East, water. They don't have water. And it's running off of our continent like it's freaking manna from heaven, for Christ's sake. And we're not allowing them to take it back. Why? Because you don't want to have brackish water in your bays? Like, give me a freaking break. Would you rather fucking save the children of the world or save the fish in the fucking ocean? And don't get me wrong, the fish in the ocean need saving too. And that would be a good, you know, that would be a good thing. Not this CO2 stuff. And as far as planting trees goes, well, if you're trying to plant energy resources for the next ice age, you know, you need fuel, right? Energy, fuel. You need to capture it from the sun and retain it so you can use it when you need it. As far as releasing carbon from the earth, it's the percentage of what we're releasing that's trapped. The effect it would have is once again, it's a rabbit hole. Like, what difference would it make? It's not going to change the orbit of the planet Earth around the sun. It's not. It actually, first of all, it's not causing greenhouse gases. Well, that's really irrelevant anyway too, because the temperature rises first, meaning the temperature rise is causing the thawing, untrapping of CO2 carbon that's frozen in the Arctic from the last ice age still. So that's the effect, is the rising CO2. Yeah. I'll leave it at that. Yeah. Closed loop, cause and effect. Good luck.